Thank you for joining in, and for today's video I'm going to be testing out some of these so-called art hacks that are found. I have some from Instagram, and I'm going to start off first with a watercolor hack that supposedly you can use a magic eraser, and I ripped off a little chunk here, and I have some swatches here. These are a little bit deeper, and then these are relatively light. So I'm going to use a tiny bit of the water like you're supposed to. And if you made a mistake or you wanted to get rid of something, let's try with the blues first. Let's see if it really works. And the answer is yes, it definitely does. I mean, I don't think you're going to get your paper stark white again like it was, but you can definitely lift up a lot of the color. These swatches are pretty dark. Let's see about these two. Oh, sorry for the train in the background. Okay, so like I said, the answer is definitely yes to that one. Let's see here. These are much lighter. I think if you be gentle, I mean, you certainly don't want to rip the paper. You may see like a tiny bit of residue from the sponge, but for the most part, yes, this hack definitely works. Again, I think you will see a tiny bit of staining, but for the most part, yes. It will lift the color, and then you can correct your mistake or whatever you did there. The darker ones, I think you might have a little bit of an issue, but I don't know, that's quite a bit that came off. You can see everything here. Okay, so that one's definitely a yes in my book. Push that off to the side. This second one is, or was, somewhat of a DIY project here. If you are really into colored pencils, this is a little holder here that, let's see, the original photo, this person had like white plastic tubes, and I first off thought it was like a toilet paper roll, which is what I used here, and it was some sort of plastic piping material that they had, and then they cut them to roughly the size of a toilet roll here, and I was trying to think of something that I already had around the house that most people have around the house to use, so this is what I came up with. Because it's not as sturdy, because they're just cardboard, you definitely have to make a little base for it. So you can use a small piece of cardboard, and again, you can fit a decent amount of pencils in here. I would recommend hot gluing them, like you're going to do your base down here. And I actually used a little bit of double-sided tape on mine because I couldn't find my hot glue gun. But for nice clean edges and more of like an aesthetic look, it might be a little bit better to use the glue gun. That's why you can paint them any kind of color you want, or you can put contact paper over it. There's like a million different ways you can, you know, do your own design. But to hide some of the lines and the tape that was on the bottom, I used a sponge to create the texture and design there. And I will insert some footage that I took doing that. And the specific picture that I saw that gave me the inspiration, like I said, the tubes were white, and then the person separated all their colors. They had, you know, everything in order on their desk, which it did look very nice. I don't really use colored pencils a whole lot, so this is about all I have, but I still think that it looks really cute. The pretty turquoise with the white, and then all like the bright pencils inside. So there's that one, and you can see obviously it did work. Everything is sturdy and put together. Lots of creative opportunities with whatever design you want to make on yours. And the next one is one I thought of as well. This one is going to be dependent upon where you live and your grocery stores. These are actually nice terracotta cups. There's even a cute little heart on here. They come painted like that, and I don't eat dairy because I'm lactose intolerant, but a relative of mine, these come with yogurt in them. That's why I said you can find them at your grocery store. If you or, you know, one of your relatives eats yogurt, these are really nice containers. And like I said, this is like actual like terracotta. They're very, very sturdy. I have to get some sandpaper. That's just like some of the glue when you peel off the lid to the yogurt. And they also come in like a periwinkle there too, like various flavors that they came in had the different colors. And again, I thought they were so cute to clean up, and you can put your, you know, your art supplies in there. I just have some palette knives, and I will show a close-up of the name. This is French. I have no idea how to pronounce that. And yeah, I'll just show a close-up of that if you're interested. Like I said, this would be dependent upon, you know, what's available at your grocery store. But I just wanted to show them because I thought that's really cool. You don't even have to do anything. They already come in colors, and they're, you know, very sturdy and a little bit heavy. So there was that one. And next up, this is an easy one too. I never really thought of this before, but I saw this on Instagram as well. People were using pill cases. You can store like individual paints in here. Now, if you're actually traveling with this, I do not recommend putting acrylic paint in here. It's going to be a little bit too messy, and that's just not something I would recommend. What I would personally put in here is either watercolors that you know they're going to dry up a little bit, and then of course you activate them with the water, or gouache. So it's the same thing. They're going to, you know, be safe and tight in here, and obviously when you open them up, you just activate them with the water. So that is a very cool little tip there. Everything is separated, and these are, you could find these for $1 at the dollar store or your local pharmacy. This one's a little bit better quality. This one might have been like $3 or $4, but you definitely you want something that's going to snap and be sturdy. You don't want any of those janky ones. And let's see here. For the last tidbit here, I'm going to talk about, I don't actually have them here, but they're just worth mentioning. If you didn't want to do a DIY project and you didn't, you know, want to get into all that, you can actually find, again, at your local pharmacy or dollar store, they have toothbrush holders, which will hold, I mean, it's not going to hold this many colored pencils, but I mean, it might hold 3 or 4 of them. And you can certainly pick up as many as you wanted. But for traveling, you can definitely store them in a toothbrush holder. Just a long cylinder piece of plastic, you know, and the top pops off. I think most people know what they are. So that's another option, which definitely works. And also, talking about bathroom supplies here, that can be used for various purposes. If you have like a toothbrush holder, like the ones that are in the bathroom, it has the cup, and then, you know, most people know it's the plastic piece on top, and it has all the little holes. You can use that to put your paintbrushes in as well. If you were looking for something to put on your desk, and, you know, maybe you didn't want your brushes flapping all over, at least it has that little bit of a divider. I think most of them fit 4. So that's another just little tip as well, if you didn't think about it already. And yeah, I think that, well, all of these do work. I wouldn't have mentioned them if they didn't. The only one, I was really curious about this one. This one, I have never tried that before. Like you can see, I can show close-ups that this light peachy orange colors, it's almost completely gone in that like light baby blue. And then these here, I mean, it could definitely get a little bit messy, but it's dependent upon how dark your colors were that you were trying to erase there. And this DIY project, I think we all know that sometimes DIY projects can go quite south, but this one I was pleased with. I wasn't sure how how janky it was going to look, but I actually like it. I like the turquoise. Everything is sturdy. I like all the colors in here. So overall, I was pleased with everything. And like I mentioned before, if you wanted to try this hack, I just wouldn't put any acrylic in there, that's all. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and leave a comment down below. What is your favorite art hack or something that you would like to see me try out?